welcome back to Aquarius After Dark. Yes, we are deep into the Delgado Nights, right? And let me tell you what the Delgado Nights is. I don't know if I told you this last week, but the Delgado Nights is where every Sunday we get together on TikTok Live and we have a good time, right? You bring your wine. It happens at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we talk about Capone all the way through Capri, right? So right now we are on book 2, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. We're Capone 2. After I get done with this, you better believe that I am going to run, not walk, to book 3. Yeah, because we on that cliffhanger. You know, Jaquel, known as Miss Arthur, is the queen of cliffhangers, okay? Because baby, we gonna get to it. But I wanted to make sure I told you guys about that. Also about my online book club, where it's about 138 people right now on Fable, where we get to talk as you go. Yes, you don't have to wait till Sunday. As you're reading the chapters, there are chapter rooms where you can discuss the chapters with other people, right? And so there's no spoilers. If you talking about chapter 3, it's just chapter 3. You go to chapter 4, you can talk about it in there, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, we are talking about Capone 2. Okay, we left off on a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger was cliffing. Okay, listen. So we left off with a shooting. Yes, Joey and Jaden were on the ground, shot. Okay, we all know that Timmy did it. Capone has him hemmed up, and that is how we end on book 1. Okay, so let's get to it. We got Capone who lets Timmy go. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Why are we letting Timmy go? Okay. It's revealed later why we let Timmy go. But even I was like, what are you doing? Aaron is going to lose it because, yeah. He is the person that shot both Joey and Jaden. Capone calls 911 and immediately get in his car. He calls Joe to meet him at the hospital and he goes to pick up Aaron to bring her to the hospital. She is disbelief, it's the initial shock. Like, I know you lying. You playing with me, because this is the one thing that we all know Aaron did not want for Jaden. This is what she was trying to prevent him. So how did that happen, right? When Capone was supposed to pick him up and have a man-to-man conversation with him. In this moment, the first question comes to mind is, do you blame Capone for not getting Jaden and taking Jaden to where he was supposed to be, instead of stopping in the hood where the ultimate thing happens, right? The dreadful thing that we don't want to happen happens to Jaden and Joey, right? All right, so we get to the hospital and Aaron runs to Naheem. Baby, why you do that? Baby, why do you run to Naheem for comfort? Right, in front of Capone. She don't know who Capone is yet, to me, because anybody on the streets know that you don't You don't cross him, you don't disrespect him, right? But he does hem her up and was like, quit playing with me. Don't you ever in your life do nothing like that. I know you mourning, but to run in the arms and seek comfort in another man in front of me, I'm not going to tolerate that type of disrespect. If you ever want to see me get out of character, try that again. Woo! Woo, baby. Baby, I was like, what is happening here? A moment in time that I felt like what was in the book that had me shocked reminded me of like a movie scene. Jaden kept saying he wanted to close his eyes when Capone rode the ambulance in the ambulance with him. That was more like, oh my God, quit saying you want to go to sleep, because I don't want Jaden to die, right? That would be the worst for Aaron. So your girl was that was a tearjerker moment. Jaquel got me for sure with that part. In the hospital, we know the police come to ask questions. However, Capone tells Aaron in the book to not tell the police who did this to Jaden and Joey, okay? Aaron is looking at him like he's lost his mind. What I realize in this moment is that Aaron is not, she's She lives in the ghetto, but she is not of the ghetto. There's a difference, right? Because there's a street code. We're going to handle this the street way. We don't want the police involved. I'm going to get back, right? Also, Capone and Aaron's relationship is so fresh that she still teeter-tottering on the trusting line. We all know that this girl has lost people, right? She lost her mom. She lost her dad. And she feels like she only has Joe, which is her aunt, her cousin, Naya, and her brother, and he is her world, and her one job is to protect him and make sure he makes it to the NBA. And this is the opposite of that. So honey, Aaron, I get it. I totally understand here. Now this is a very difficult moment in the book for me. Jaquel is known for her ability to evoke emotions from you, to have you so connected with the characters that you are believing that they are real, right? So we see that Joey is healing. Jaden is healing as well. They're making good progress to where they get to the point where they may be getting ready to get discharged. However, that didn't happen. They called a cold blue in the hospital, and Jesus Christ, Joey ends up passing away, right? So let's just think about it from Jaden's perspective. He lost his kid. His best friend shot him and his girlfriend, and not yet, but he doesn't know. But he's gonna find out that his girlfriend / mother of his deceased child is no longer with us when she was just fine. She was just eating. Jaquel's ability to take you back with the italicized words, right? Because at this point, we already know Joey has already passed away. And Capone was holding her in the hallway as she screamed. And, you know, geez, that was just a turning point in the book. This is also where I feel like Capone's and Aaron relationship turned from us liking each other to us being family, that unconditional love and unconditional support, because they're going through so many major things at this point in their relationship, right? That most people don't get to see until year 3, year 4. But this is all happening within months, okay? That's a lot. She reminisced about her, because she was awesome. She went, when she wasn't visiting with Jaden, she was in the room because, of course, Joey's mom was trifling. She wasn't very supportive of the pregnancy. She basically gave Joey to Aunt Joe and Aaron to look after because she don't want an extra mouth to feed, right? Aaron and her was watching TV, the news, all these things came flooding back to Aaron, and she was losing it. And Capone was very supportive. So she was like, I can't go in Jaden's room and tell him this. And at that moment, when Capone took over to deliver the news to Jaden that Joey had passed away, my God, bring on the tissue. Where is the tissue? Because baby, dap my eyes. Okay, that is how I felt in that moment. He took it upon himself to say, I'm not only going to tell him, because in that moment he wasn't Capo, he wasn't, that street dude. He was a father. He was definitely stepping into the father role and consoled Jaden while he gave him the news, so that Aaron wouldn't have to do it. Anybody that's been through grief knows that that moment is going to stick with that person that lost their loved one, right? You're going to remember everything from what that person had on, what their hair looked like, what they shoes they had on, like everything, what they smell like, all the things will stay with you in that moment. And Aaron just did not want to be the bearer of bad news for her brother, which I don't blame her, right? And baby, we all know Timmy has to pay, because right now that's 2 murders, okay? Baby, I can't stand Timmy. And people say, was Joey's death a surprise? It was definitely a surprise to me because she was on the healing path, getting better. They had been moved from ICU. So for her to have a embolism and a blood clot that traveled to her heart and brain, that's crazy, right? That was just crazy because her future was so bright and it was stolen from her. Wicked Timothy. Jesus, Tasha raised an idiot. Also, in that moment, Capone told Aaron that he loved her, and that was the first time that she mouthed it back. Are we progressing? Is there progress in the relationship? I love that real bad. Okay. So let's talk about moving in. Dun dun dun. Yes. We know that our girl Erin is a strong black woman, right? She can handle everything. She can do everything. She by herself, with the help of Joe from time to time. Other than that, she stands 10 toes down on her own business, right? Wrong. Capone is like, cut it out. You and Jaden are coming back to our house. Yeah, you wouldn't have had to tell me twice. Give me a tour around our house. But it was the things that Capone did to make her and Jaden feel welcome. Like that intentionality that he had. It was so purposeful the way he moved. He listened. He knew what she liked. Like the makeup, having her makeup in all the drawers already, tampons and pads. Wow. That is a wonderful man, Savannah. Okay. In the wig room, knowing and embracing Erin, knowing she has alopecia, making her feel confident without having hair, because your hair doesn't define who you are, right? All of us know that. But to have a man come into your space and say that I'm going to give you a wig room to house all your wigs. I was Nelson. I was falling in love. Okay. Hearts, roses, flowers. Yes. Bring it on. All of it. He had a gaming system set up for Jaden. He even had the guest room ready for Joe. For Joe. I mean, he thought of everything. Gosh, I love Capone. Love you. A lot of questions come up, but one came to my head is Capone setting unrealistic expectations? Yes. For the rest of the men, is that unrealistic to think that a man can be that thoughtful? We have to remember a woman wrote this book. I'm going to go with no. I think it can be done on whatever level of finances that you have. I don't want to be like, oh, this is not a billionaire romance. You know what I'm saying? It can be done. The thoughtfulness, moving someone into your space after they have experienced a tragedy, right? You can move you into your apartment. You can still have the same things. It can be done, and men do what they want to do. If it's something that they want to do genuinely, they will do it. Okay? So no, honey, it's not unrealistic. So Capone tells Erin, you need a break. You need a break. We are going to go to Barbados. Yes, to Barbados. Okay. She's like, no, Joe has already been here too much. Joe is experiencing issues in her relationship because she hadn't mentioned her boyfriend. I love that Erin is more concerned about others than she is herself. Checkmate, Capone says, don't you worry. We're going to go to Barbados, and then I'm going to send Joe and her man the following week. That's a good man, Savannah. I'm so tired of telling y'all my man. Oh my God, I love Capone so much. Very, very well written man, if I say so myself. But when they get to Barbados, it is with intention. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Moving with a purpose. Him knowing that she liked elephants and him setting up where they got to spend the night. Oh, and she got to see the elephants. Let's talk about the moment with the elephants. The elephants knew that she was pregnant, okay? Just like his mom did with the eggs. She got sick with the eggs, smelling eggs. I'm thinking to myself, yep, there's a baby in there. And so did the elephants. Instead of the elephants getting watermelon from her, all of them came to like put their trunk up to her belly. All the feels, I felt them, Meanwhile, on the other side of the island, we have Capri and Naheem. It's a hot mess over there, baby. If I had to put myself in Capri's shoes, you're not going to bring me all the way across the country to tell me that you are sleeping with other people and now you are ready to start fresh. Absolutely the fuck not. Not happening. It's not happening, bruh. No. The answer is no. Okay, we all know that Capri has had a feeling, an intuition that Naheem has been cheating on her. She doesn't have the exact proof. And we know she tried to obtain that in book 1 by doing a stakeout with Erin that went wrong, meaning they didn't get to see what they thought they was there to see. All right. Capri's world was falling apart while her brother Capone and Erin's world was magical, whimsical, all the things. But here's what I like about Capri. Even though she was experiencing a heartache, heartbreak, she was still there for Erin. She was still there to celebrate her and happy for her. That's a good friend. We talk about a good man, but baby, that is a good friend, period, hands down. I want Capri as a friend all day, every day, because she is the most selfless person that I know. But I am going to enjoy her get back. Yes, Capri is not going to take the cheating laying down. Nah, she's not, player. Read the book, because she's not. Capri is going to take the cheating in her own hands, okay? And this is when we find out on the beach that, yeah, she already has somebody that she's talking to. And it's kind of getting kind of serious. The feelings are starting to happen. I didn't know. This was a revelation to me. This is my second time reading this series. And it felt new to know that Capri had cheated on Naheem before having solid proof. I know that woman intuition is strong, but the solid proof wasn't there yet. Okay. I like that. I like a good get back. Also in Barbados, we know that this is where Capone proposed to Aaron, and she says yes. So Aaron is going back to the States with a belly full of Capone and a ring, ladies. Love it. I can told y'all I can make it jump like this. I'm happy for her. Shoot, call me Capri. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Ella's delusion. Okay, Ella has gotten worse. Okay, so Ella comes over to Capone's them house after they return back from Barbados, and guess what? She can't get in. The code don't work. The gate has to call Capone and have it open for her. The jealousy, the rage, the envy is all there because she knows that it's getting serious. She comes into the house and acts like a crazy delusional person. Why doesn't my code work? You don't live here. My woman moved in. And yes, I'm going to do everything to make her feel comfortable. And you being able to have free reign in my house isn't making her comfortable, right? Doesn't make her feel like this is her home. A room is still a room. Even when that's not. Hey. Period, poo. And the fact that she was whiny about it and she was, how could she do this to her? It was so self-absorbed and delusion of thinking that she still had a chance at this point. Girl, how? Girl, how? You know, just like we know, that Capone does not allow anybody in his house, especially a jump off. So if that woman and her brother and her family has moved into that place, baby, you no longer have a place holder in that spot in his life, which I feel like he made clear to you, right? But now it's even clearer, okay? It's giving Windex. It's clean the windows, period. I don't respect Ella in the way of how she got to Capone, okay? Because we all know that she got with Tasha and she was looking for a man with some money. She wasn't able to she found out Capone was, and he was untouchable, and Tasha was like, girl, good luck trying that. You know what I'm saying? And she found a way through Capri. She had no intentions on being that girl's friend. Her sole purpose of being Capri's friend was to get to Capone. Baby, that is the most devious thing that you can do, right? And poor Capri thought that they were really close friends and had no clue that is why her and Ella's friendship fell by the wayside, right? So we know that Ella claims the reason why she cuts Capri off was because she overheard a private conversation between Capri and Capone regarding them moving in together after they lost their daughter, Naomi. Capri said, no, you just need to grieve, right? Don't make any type of life-changing, altering decisions in the midst of your grief. I think that was wonderful. That was great advice because we all know that scandalous helper is up to no good and want her claws into somebody who ain't even feeling her like that, right? And I think that Capone was grieving and he was feeling like he needed to do more because you can't give her baby back. Right? So what can you do to help make this process a lot easier for her? And I'm so glad that Capri said no. The last thing that Ella said to Tasha was the only way Aaron would be out of the picture was if she was dead. I know you lying. I know you lying. Capone will kill you. Murder, she wrote. Yeah. I think she thinks she's too safe. All this for a man that don't want you is, baby, the queen of delusion. The queen of delusion. Let's talk about Naheem in book 2. Okay, here's the things that we found out about Mr. Naheem. We know that he was locked up with Cappadonna. They formed a bond to where Cappadonna feels like he's a little brother. I'm going to put him on when he get out, right? They put him on. He is third in command, right? and they lace him with money, a house. He did all this to he gonna do right by their sister while he was in prison. It's giving prison talk, right? Because you're not on the outside. It's good. It's he asked this woman for her hand in marriage, right? Because she held him down. She was there. She was taking care of his mom. All of these things, and only for him to get out and play in this girl face and sleep with everyone, because you got every which woman coming out of the woodworks, because now you move in work, you are the head on campus, well, right underneath Capone. Okay, let's call a spade in this situation. And you fumble her, right? Because you feel intimidated by her. It's one thing for her to be up there telling you, oh, I'm almost done with law school, I'm getting ready to take the bar. Yeah, that's all fun and dandy, but to witness her in her awesomeness, in her excellence, in her bag, in her just, you're intimidated. So you go with these women who do not they can't compete or compare, right? And the ultimate betrayal of them all is sleeping with Tasha. I mean, Tasha is for the streets. Tasha is for herself, period. But Tasha used to be friends with Capri. Also, I did not know that there was a 10-year age gap between Tasha and Capri. I learned something new. You know, your second time reading around, things are so much clearer, okay? Now, a good question is, who is the worst? Is it Tasha or is it Ella? I'm going to go with Ella. I feel like Ella is worse because she befriended Tasha with the wrong intentions, right? Not to be her friend, not so that they can build this sisterly bond, sisterhood, support each other, rah, 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 rah. That wasn't it. She was very devious with it and had no intentions on continuing on being her friend once she got her claws into her brother. I can respect Tasha. Put some respect on my name. Okay, I can respect Tasha because Tasha is going to do her dirt in front of you. Tasha is going to show you you ain't nobody in front of her. She's honest with her terrible decision-making skills. Everybody knows that she's for herself. I can respect that. What I cannot respect is a snake. Ella is a snake. No. So there was a moment in the book where I feel like Erin was a little hard-headed and it could have cost her her life. The moment that she went back to work, why on God's green earth would you go back to being a damn bus driver? To prove a point, right? To Capone that you don't need him. That was a bad decision. That was a terrible, horrible mistake because you're out in the open. And I still think that this has a lot to do with Erin at this part of the book, not knowing how deep Capone is in the streets and how many enemies he has, right? Because he doesn't talk about the streets with her. So she's from the hood. It's one difference to be, I live in the hood. Oh, I know the hood activity and what happens. I feel like Erin is aloof to what really happens in the hood, okay? And I think that's purposeful. But you made yourself readily available for Blaze to be on your bus and threaten you, to send a message back to Capone to say, let Capone know that I can touch what's his. Lies, 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 baby. Because the moment Erin pulled that bus back up at the depot, baby, her man was waiting on the car. I love Mia. I'ma pull up. Nick, I love her. I'm already here. Baby, when he said he's gonna flip Brooklyn upside down until they bring the nigga to him, had to want the word. I was like this. Yeah. 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 Now, Jesus. Now we are going to talk about the jail visit between Capadonna and Naheem. He had to go to tell the truth, right? He thinking he's going to make this revelation. And I think he was planning on begging for forgiveness because I know he knows what Capadonna is capable of, right? And he goes in to tell Capadonna that he's been cheating on his sister. And Capadonna already knew and says, do not tell Capri that it is Tasha that you were cheating with because that's going to hurt her. I feel like he was trying to protect Capri, but I feel like he did a shitty ass job. Because I feel like at that moment, he should have checked Naheem's ass. Okay? Because I feel like Naheem should have left feeling like he didn't know where he belonged within the organization and the family. But again, this is a missed opportunity. Capone's first one was when Aaron got off the bus and Naheem was licking his lip in a flirtatious way. He did not check Naheem. Capadonna didn't do enough, okay, as far as knowing that Naheem was cheating on his sister. Yeah. I feel like they did Capri a disservice. I don't think it was intentional. I don't know if it was to keep the peace. I can't speak to that yet because we're just on book 2. But what I can say is they, which you'll figure out once you read and continue with the series, is that they were so protective with their women and giving them a soft life. And I feel like, yes, it's one thing to say, yeah, what do you want me to do, Capri? And Capri say, stay out of my marriage. No, that's not enough. I feel like he didn't feel it enough. I feel like that was a line that was okay to cross. Right? That was a boundary where they should have, and I think in the book, I don't know where, that Capadonna does say something like you want to take him out or something. I don't know. I can't recall it. But I do feel like there was a moment where they dropped the ball as big brothers, especially with who they are, with their reputation. I expected way more than what they gave Naheem. I feel like Naheem got a slap on the fucking wrist when it came to the disrespect, the cheating with Tasha. He got a pass. He got a pass, and I didn't like that. Mm-mm. Let's talk about the convenience of Naheem wanting a fresh start. It's mighty convenient that he's ready to bare his soul now that I guess his kryptonite, which is Tasha. I don't understand how baby with that ragged ass pink wig is out of the picture. He gives her $20,000 and she is nowhere to be found. So now, oh my God, let me tell my wife that I've been cheating on her, and oh my God, let's have a fresh start. No, I love it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm all for a get back in the book, and Capri got her lick back, okay, with Kincaid, and we are going to talk about Kincaid, and that is not a great person to get your lick back with, but by all means necessary. He was convenient. Kincaid was convenient. He was around, so that's who she got her lick back with. You can't get your lick back and catch feelings. That's where Capri messed up and let her guard down with Kincaid, okay? I'm loving it. We are getting to the nitty gritty in this damn book. All right. So let's talk about Kincaid. Kincaid is like very immature. He is, I want to say, right under Naheem as far as like in command as how the streets are working. He already got embarrassed by Capone when he and Tasha was being intimate. Like I said, Tasha is for the streets, but Tasha knows she for the streets, so I can't even be mad at Tasha about it at all. Tasha gonna do what she has to do in order for her to get that check, baby, that cash, that money. She about that dollar bill, y'all. That is Tasha motivation. Okay, all right. But that was our first introduction to Kincaid, and Capone punked him then and knocked him down. But once he figured out what was happening, Kincaid decides to take Capri to his cousin's lounge in the hood. Okay, Capri gets out of the car, head on a swivel, because her brothers taught her, and she was like, something just don't feel right. It feels real off. And then Kincaid starts to offer her pills. She was like, what is happening? The answer is no. He was drunk. He didn't have his gun with him. And then some niggas in the parking lot tried them. Yeah. They tried, and they was going to kidnap and rape Capri. But Capri ended up having her gun on her and shooting dude in the leg. Okay. And Capri immediately says, my husband might be a cheater, but he has never put me in a situation that would cause me to be in danger where I have to pull out my pistol. Clock it. What? I love it. I'm here for it. She ain't told one lie. He was very remorseful about it. I'm going to have to give him that. Capri did make a huge mistake by leaving her car and not telling a single soul where she was. So I guess the tracker that Naheem has was on her car. So Capone and Naheem goes to where her car is in a Target parking lot, and they figure out she's not there. They call her phone. Capri always answers the phone for Capone. She answers the phone. Capone said, "Get your ass to my house within 5 minutes. I don't give a damn who you with." Turns out she's with Kincaid. That is her jump off. That is her get back. Okay? Very mature get back. And she's starting to catch feelings for him. I don't know how much more feelings she's going to have for him because Capone punched him in his face. Why does why does Kincaid get punched in the face? And Naheem get a slap on the wrist. It's like Naheem didn't pay a parking ticket. And he gets to go on. La 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 la. But, Capri gets called a homie hopper, whatever. And I would have told my brother, yes, I'm gonna go through all your homies until I feel better. Whichever makes me better. Was on a live talking about this with other people, and I did get the other perspective. We live in a man's world. And there's double standards. And it's definitely prevalent in this moment, okay? So, yes, honey, yes. Was Capri's comparison between Kincaid and Naheem an idolized version of Naheem? Abso-freaking-lutely. Because she ran to her husband in his arms. Because she just shot somebody in the leg. I mean, why the hell not? She wouldn't have to do none of that because he would have never took her to begin with. Did Kincaid prove that he wasn't ready for a woman like Capri? Absolutely. Absolutely his young tail was not ready for somebody like Capri. And I think Capri was just playing. She was going to get right back. I love it. Love it. And how that ended up scene folding was they dropped Capri off and they made Kincaid take them back to their his cousin's lounge. And Capone say, light it up. That's all I'm going to say. They handled it. The book pretty much ends on all these things. This is what all we are dealing with. Naheem wants his marriage back. Okay. Capri is falling for Kincaid. Okay. Tasha reappears at the end. Okay. Because we know Arthur Lady is known for her cliffhangers. Okay. So that cliffhanger where Tasha walks over to the table where Kincaid and Capri is like on a couple's date and says, "Hey, baby daddy and sister wife." Floored. I am definitely finna go to book 3 ASAP. Dante and Ella are plotting. Yes, Ella is dating this guy named Dante. And Dante wants revenge on Capone. Yeah, Ella's stupid. She has no idea that Dante and Trilla are connected and that they want to be able to kidnap Capone's son. Ella is an idiot. Yeah, she is. Do we believe Tasha is really pregnant? At this point, I do. I don't think Tasha, she'll lie about some other things, but I don't think she would have done that if she didn't have, if proof wasn't in the pudding, I don't think she would have. Do I think that Naheem and Capri are done with each other? I don't know. I don't know. Even though I'm not going to say because you guys have only read book 2. The biggest plot twist to me was the ending of Tasha saying that she was pregnant by Naheem. Yeah, that was out of the book. To me, that was the biggest plot twist. Period. All right, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. Again, this was from Capone 2 by Jaquel J. I love this series. Again, every Sunday night we get on live on my TikTok and we talk about the book. We also join my book club on Fable. And it is called Delgado Nights. And my name is Aquarius. Read with Aquarius on there. Real easy to find. Join, okay? So that you can talk about and discuss the book with us as the weeks progress. So this is called The Summer Nights with the Delgados. I'm going to go all the way through until August. So we should be able to get through to the end of Capri, the last book of Capri. Anyway, this was a fun night. I hope you guys enjoyed the book. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how you're rating the book. What is your rating for Capone 2? And I'll see you guys in another one.